champions are the ones that are like, okay, I'm gonna get to work this shit done. To get what you want in 2023, do this exercise when it's quiet and just write down what you really want. If you really, really want it, you should work even harder than what you think you have to work. Work so much that it's unreasonable for you to not get what you want. Let's get up for ourselves 530K. Okay. That was actually our third best month ever. Right? Yeah. Which is pretty, again, pretty impressive considering everything we went through. And then December 2021 was at 313,000. So compared to last year where we're at, we'd like to do this to see where we are this year. That's a huge jump in premium. So overall, it was just a month that I'll never forget. We just went through so much. It was December 6th when I found out the news that as of December 20th, we can't write Bristol West. So that only gave us 14 days to figure something out. And it just so happened that the thing that I was planning for the whole year was December 13th, which is the move. So two things came at me all at once. And my whole thing was like, wow, we got to get something ready by December 20th. Because I didn't want to be sitting here on December 20th, shutting down leads and not having people to place. So it was a crazy amount of work, but we did it. Some of the things that we were able to do. We found carriers. All right. We figured out how to charge broker fees for the first time. We got a processing company for the first time. We got a rater and figured out how to work a rater for the first time. It was a crazy month. And then I was dealing with the moving, and then the DocuSign for the how to get the disclosure form signed. And then the templates, changing out the words from farmers, and it was just a lot of stuff that we did. And then the move was not that easy too. Internet issues, power issues, people sitting in between people. It was just madness in here. It was like a circus. It was like electricians were here, furniture people were here, the internet guy was here. It was just we went through so much in just 1 month that I'm just really proud of it. And then I was sick that week too. Worst timing because the week that we were gonna move and I had to move everything was the week that my knee locked up and it was all flared up and I couldn't even walk. So it was just a crazy month, but I just want to share with you guys that to still be able to write 530K and then for us to be ready December 20th to move on as fast as possible and still have that type of month, it gives me optimism that we're going to have another great year. Because 2022, we're going to have an annual results meeting. 2022 was a great year for us. It was a banner year for us. It was our best year ever by far. We wrote $5 million in premium. And I'm just really proud of you guys. And just because of what we did in December, now I feel like we're ready to ride the momentum into an even bigger 2023. So let's give it up for ourselves for December. What are some things we did, okay? First of all, we were adaptable. And I just really want to give you guys a lot of credit for that. These are things that I've never done before. Some of you guys from other careers or other places have done before, maybe a little bit. But for the most part, a lot of this was brand new to us. And I felt like you guys just really just dove in there and just went straight to work and adapted as fast as possible. And you guys started closing deals December 20th. That day was a big day for me because I was like, there's so much what's going to happen that day? Which direction is our agency going to go? You guys came in on December 20th and started writing policies. I think we were 6 policies that day. So I'm just really proud of how adaptable we were. What's another thing that we did well? We were very positive. All right, I didn't hear one person complain about Bristol West going down. We were able to just have a great attitude about it, I guarantee you all the agents out there are like, this is bullshit, this is unfair, they didn't give us enough time, farmers is not even good, now we don't have this, and just a lot of complaining going out there. And the territory team, they're always checking up on me. They're like, hey, how are you doing? And I just tell them hey, my team is so adaptable and so positive that I'm so proud of them. And I just want to share that with you guys. Just like when anything else happens in life with bad, we just have to kind of face the facts and not become the victim and there's always a positive in every situation. And I felt like we did a great job of not becoming the victim, not feeling sorry for ourselves, not dwelling for too long, and just bounce back and just figure things out as fast as possible. We definitely did that. And what's the last thing we did? Teamwork. There you go, Linda. Okay, we had great teamwork. The whole situation was so different now than a normal month. I had to, again, negotiate with carriers. I had to talk to this person who could give me the name of this person, who gave me the name of this person who could give me an appointment. And I had to like work with John and work these templates out. And I had to, figure out the raters and how to get them to our code, and then like negotiate with the carriers and just all this stuff. And I was just, and the move. Like I love being a sales trainer out there with you guys, but I just didn't have the capacity to learn a whole new system. So I heavily relied on you guys to be out there, learn how to quote and learn how to help each other, and I'm just really proud of you guys, how you guys came together. Sometimes they say like it takes a crisis for a team to bond. And I really feel like we did that. Starting with our leaders out there all the time and not just focus on their sales, helping each other out. How do we sell this? How do we, make changes to this? How does the radar work? And you guys just working together. It was just a beautiful thing to see. And I just feel like this isn't going to be the last time we're going to be faced with a challenge with all these changes. We're going to face something like this again. I would still consider us killing it right now. In this environment, imagine when things get better, how much stronger we're going to be. Okay, so I'm excited. And I just really want to thank you guys for your adaptability, for your positivity, and for your teamwork. So thank you guys for that. Well, next time we have something like this happen, we're going to be able to follow this formula, and whatever challenge comes at us, we're going to come back stronger as a team. So I have so much more confidence in knowing what we're made of thanks to last month. So it's a month that I'll never forget. Craziest month ever, but we stood tall like champions. So let's get up for ourselves again. The winner of the most hours worked is Linda at 108%. Let's get up for Linda. 108%, that's a big number. Okay. And December is usually a tough month for attendance. Vacations, family. It's a month that a lot of people get sick. But when we really needed it the most, you guys came through the most, because actually, based on the numbers, December 2022 was our best attendance month of the whole year. You guys are worried about your checks.
Yeah,
Sure, you can't sell. Might as well get some hours in. So Espedi was at 106%. Okay. Jaylene at 104%. Congratulations, Jaylene. Let's get up for Jaylene. Where are you? Eva at 102%. Okay. Jamie at 100%, 101%. And then America here at 100%. Okay, so just a great attendance month overall, so I just want to give it up for you guys. Winners for the top payments. The top payment award goes to Genesis at 153. Let's get up for Genesis. So this is her first time winning this contest. Okay, and I also want to give it up for Linda for winning it for 6 straight months. It was a close one, but 6 months in a row is a very impressive number achievement too. So let's get it for Linda too. Yeah, how do you feel, Genesis? Good. All right, great. So yeah, great things to come. Top payments, a lot of winners. America has won that. Diana has won it. Blanca has won it. So it does show, good signs for things to come. So really proud of her for that result. And then we got the most hours on the phone. Who do we got?
America.
We got America with 58 hours. Let's get for America. She's won this category for 5 months in a row. So it's not like she sometimes wins it. She's winning it now every month for the last 5 months. And then for the most phone calls, America again with a 1,182. So let's get up for America. Now these two numbers here, 1,182 and 58 hours, that's the second most ever in our history of our agency. Okay, and the record holder is actually America. So when it comes to being on the phones, customer service, sales, working on her list, they're just, when it comes to work ethic, which is a huge part of our agency and a huge part of just being successful in general, America is really leading the way and showing us the way to just grind hard and hustle. And then the highest closing ratio, the winner goes to Jason at 35%.
That's all right.
Oh, my bad. So let's get up for Jason. So still asking for referrals. Okay, one of the things that we should talk about a little bit more right now is all about the importance of habits. It's January and people have goals, but instead of goals, what's really important, what's going to make a difference is not having those goals, but having habits. And one of the habits that he has is always asking for the referrals, always asking for the referrals. And that's what helps him get the closing ratio, because I always hear him talking to his friends' friends, and then his friends' friends. And that's how he gets, great referrals there. And then setting up people he knows. Okay, those are the best leads. Best month ever. We're gonna have someone in the room here. Let's give it up for Diana. 49,800 too, so just right there, close to 50K. But that's, every time she gets to one level, she always talks about it, manifests it, very goal-oriented, and that's what I love about Diana. She just got licensed last March, hit 25K for the first time in April, and then last December she was at 14K. So, shows the progress there of going up to next levels. So 50K is right within reach, so I can't wait to see her do that. All right. And then one more agent who had their best month ever. Get a first Betty.
Oh. No, you said she was in here.
This is her first month. But, starting off, that's not even a full month too. She started off December 12th. Okay, she's off to a great start. She did help me with Suncoast and Nations and all these other carriers because she has some experience in the broker world. And then I feel like she joined us at the perfect timing for us. The way she talks to client, it's just good signs as far as okay, she has sales skills, definitely knows how to connect with them and emphasize with them and make them laugh and stuff like that. So great signs for things, and I'm really excited about her 2023 with us here. All right, and then we have a new category here, most broker fees. First time ever. Now this is still a very small sample size because we didn't start on the 20th, remember? It took about a week for us to get it set up. And then we had Christmas and stuff like that. So there wasn't that many working days, but we'll do this every month from now on. So for December, the top broker fee agent was Blanca with $500.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. It was there for Blanca. It was close. America had 450. But one of the things I do want to share with you guys is when it comes to this business, certain people are going to be a little bit faster at learning, and then certain people are more open to adapting. And that's going to be super important, and I feel like the broker fee was so brand new for her to have that experience, to jump right into it. She was the one who sold the very first one. Okay, so I want to give it up for just being, again, a fast learner and being adaptable, which is going to be key to all the changes we go through from now on too. And then now we're going to get into the sales category. The third place finisher for most sales goes to Blanca again at 64,000. Let's get it for Blanca. But she did get off to a little slow start, okay? But she definitely finished strong, worked New Year's Eve, and then she was able to be on the phones 50 hours, third place, 900 phone calls, fourth place, and then end of the year averaging 54,000. 2021 was a tough year for her. Okay, so 2022 was a year that she had to prove herself, and it was a redemption year, and she definitely did it. And I feel like now she's setting herself up for a great 2023. My hope for her is to get into the six-figure club, because she did get close to 100,000 this year. So with this momentum that she has, she could probably do it in 2023. So let's get that for Blanca. Second place finisher, Jasmine Swoboda with 83,000. All right, so 99% attendance, 1,000 phone calls, 45 hours on the phone, 32% closing ratio. And consistency is what Jazz is all about, but I feel like consistency is not a fair word for her anymore, because when you think consistency, you think of just the numbers always being the same every single month. So I want to change that to saying consistently improving, because she has always increased her production. So that's another level of consistency. This was her third best month ever. 71,000 was she averaged for the whole year. Her base pay was 2,800. Add that to her commission was 7,900. And that's the way to make over $10,000 a month. And that's the reason she's going to exempt. And I just want to say I'm so proud of Jazz. And I want to thank her for what she did for our agency last year. But I do want to also add that I'm even more proud of her for what she did for her family last year. And then for the first place finisher, who do we have? First place finisher, let's get up for Laura at 115K. Oh, yeah, Laura's actually here. Here you go. Thank you. Congratulations. 93% attendance, 1,100 phone calls, 55 hours on the phones, 31% closing ratio. Incredible number here, averaged 93,000 for the whole year. big time numbers there. Over $10,000 in commission. Add that to her base. That's $13,700, which is per hour, $88 per hour. The number one thing I want to talk to you guys about Laura last month is her, ability to work with everybody else, and that's really what I want to thank her for last month is the fact that she agreed to being outside with you guys and learning the systems and working as a team, because there hasn't been anybody that I've ever worked with that's as fast as learner as Laura. So in a situation where we're going through all these changes, her ability to learn and adapt and show other people how to do things was more valuable than even her numbers, which is a huge statement to say. So I just really want to thank Laura for just being such a great teammate, and I think that's the evolution for her. She's just great at sales, great at sales, great at sales. Taking her career to the next level is a leadership part of it, and that's great signs for more great things for her to come. So let's get up for Laura for just being such a great teammate. If you guys sit next to her, you guys were really lucky this month to be able to see a real life example of someone who just closes deals, works hard, comes in, and takes the action that she has. And there's not a product she doesn't know about, So the wealth of knowledge that she has, we're so blessed that she's leading the way with her team, not only for sales, but again, in her leadership ability too. The Hustle Award. Okay, so we got 3 nominees here. They're all in this room here. Okay, America at 100% attendance, 5th place. Most phone calls, most phone hours. Jazz, 99% attendance, 6th place. 3rd place in phone calls, 4th place in phone hours. And Linda, 108%, so 1st place in attendance, 6 in phone calls, 6 in phone hours, and 143 payments, 2nd in payments. So it's a close one, but the 2022 Hustle Award goes to, for the first time, Linda. Let's get up for Linda. Congratulations, Linda. She came close. Every single month she comes close, okay? But when it comes to a hard worker, always on the phone, always helpful, and just being, just exemplifies hustle. So just really want to thank her for just being the example of hard work and also showing other people around her to, the good habits that she has. So let's get up one more time for Linda. So we're going to get into some 2023 topics here. There's going to be 3 things we want to ask ourselves to make 2023 our best year ever. And it's a new year, so it's a good time for us to think about where we are in our lives and what we have in our lives. What are some questions that you guys think you guys should be asking yourselves? Happy where we're at? That's a great question. Okay, being happy is more than money, so you want to understand hey, am I happy with where I'm at right now in life? And I think I do that a lot of times in my life during New Year's Eve. The question I really want you guys to ask is what do you really want? Because this is something that a lot of people don't even do. They go through life not actually knowing exactly what they want. You could ask somebody hey, what do you want out of 2023? And they're like, why are you even asking me? Well, I never really thought about it. What do you really want is such an important question that you really want to ask yourself. And it really has to come from you guys. A lot of times decide what they want based on what somebody else wants from them. Like what your parents want, or what your friends want, or what your other family members want you to want. But that shouldn't be what you really want. So it's really an internal game of really understanding what you guys want and being really specific with it. Just having absolute clarity. Okay, how much do you want to make? How much do you want to weigh? Or how much time you want to spend with this person? Where do you want to go? And mapping out and knowing exactly what you want gets you so much closer to what you get in life. So have you guys done a little bit of practice like this at the New Year's? It's kind of writing down goals, but it's a little bit more specific than that. It's you really have to figure out what you want. These 2 next steps will show you guys how to get what you really want, but at least that's a great start of understanding what you really want. Okay, because if you didn't want it, then you guys most likely not going to get it. To get what you want in 2023, do this exercise by yourself when it's quiet, you have no other distractions, and spend 15 minutes, write down 20 minutes, maybe even longer, and just write down what you really want. It'll really help you achieve those and get what you really want. And And again, not knowing is the worst. And sometimes you know it, but subconsciously, but you haven't written it down enough. You just don't have enough clarity, or you're just not thinking about it enough. So let's do that at least once a year. You should do it more often, but this is a great time to do it. Number 2 is, how can you get what you want? Now, this is actually the easiest part of these 3 questions. How is the easiest part? Whatever you want, like somebody has already done it before. Okay, if it's losing weight, you just type into Google how to lose weight, and you're gonna get 5 million results within 0.5 seconds, and they're all right. And then how to make more money too, like, with Jazz, you're part of the group that has already made money, but if you're part of the group that wants to make more money, then all you have to do is just copy other people who's making money. If you want to lose weight, you just copy what they're eating and copy what they're working out. Like people who have made money or are healthy or happy, they love to share. And you can follow them on social media and just check their stories, and they're just doing what they're doing, and you just emulate them. And if you do the same activity, you're going to get the same results. So the how, I just want to share with you guys, is the easiest part. You just copy other people who have done it. What you want to do next year is not like no one's ever done it. There's plenty of happy people with happy relationships, with happy, working moms that are, doing great and then have accomplished great things and have great balance and just doing whatever they want to do. So just knowing what you want is probably harder, is definitely harder, but how is the easiest part. And then the last step is the hardest, which is what? Are you willing to work for what you want? This is where people fall off. Well, I will say 50% don't even get to number 1. Okay, so but some people could get to number 1 and then they figure out number 2. That's the easy part.
Or you get halfway.
You get halfway, but you're just not willing to put in the work. Okay, so you just have to do the work. And if you're struggling with this part, like, why am I not working that hard? Then it's just that you have to go back here and what you really want isn't strong enough. So go backwards, like, oh man, I'm not putting enough work. Okay, what I want is not enough. Like, I need to make this something that I desire even more. And then you'll watch yourself work a lot harder. Okay, work is work. Okay, it's not all fun. And sometimes we're talking about 2023, it's just 1 year, but sometimes it takes more than a year. You took Jazz and Laura 6, 7, 8 years, okay, to get to where they are. It just seems like, oh my God, it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna be very hard. And yes, it might be difficult, but if what you really want is worth it, then it's not gonna seem that crazy. It's not gonna seem like, you're not gonna negotiate like, should I work that hard for what I want? Yes, if you really, really want it, you should work even harder than what you think you have to work. Work so much that it's unreasonable for you to not get what you want. And promise you guys, whatever you guys want, you guys could get if you guys go through this number 2 and number 3. Okay, and when you work really hard, there's a lot of benefits to that because A, you'll be feeling great about yourself. You'll be so proud of yourself at the end of the year. That's one benefit, self-confidence, self-belief, self-worth, because no one knows how much you're working more than yourself. You guys know in your hearts, like, man, this is how much I worked. End of the day, you feel great about yourself. End of the year, you feel about yourself. One of the great things about working hard is that you're getting better at your job. If someone's here taking all that calls, doing all this work for 1 year, and another person is doing here for 1 year, but the activity level is halfway, it's like that person got 2 years worth of experience. You're just so much better for working harder. So not only you feel good about yourself, but you're actually getting better at what you do. So there's so many benefits. I could just go on and on about work ethic, but just working really hard is going to be the way to do it. And just don't run away from the work, like we did last month. Amateurs are the ones that run away from the work. They're like, oh, you got to work, that sucks. Champions are the ones that are like, okay, I'm going to get to work and get this shit done. Okay, they don't have resolutions. They just have to-do lists. They have a to-do list and they just get it done. They don't have like resolution like, I want to kind of, and then by January 7th, they're like nowhere to be found in the gym or at work or not even picking up their activity. Are you guys willing to put in the work for it? That's the question you want to ask yourself, okay? There's no wrong answer. If you want 2022 to be the same exact year as 2023 to be the same exact year as last year, that's fine. If you guys want to be the same, that's okay. Okay? But if you really want to do better, and I do want you guys to do better, because if I could help you guys in some sort of way to get what you really want, I feel like I'm doing a good job. I want you guys to be happy, and if you guys are figuring out what you want, and some of you guys have done this in reviews, I want to buy a house, and you guys do it, that's a great feeling for me. Like, I had something to do with you guys accomplishing your goals. So I really want you guys to want more and then help you guys get more than we're helping each other. Let's go after it in 2023. Let's talk about the greatest version of you. Think about 2023, just imagine it being you are being the greatest version you've ever been. Now, some people say that's the version that you could do anything. Like, I could do anything, guys. Like, I could speak Spanish now, could climb mountains, I could break dance, Like I could do anything is the greatest version. It's not that I could do anything version that's the best version of you. The best version of you is that I'm the disciplined version of you. It's actually not doing more that makes you great. It's actually doing less. What do you have to get rid of is a question you have to ask sometimes. It's not what you have to do more of. Some of the things that you have to get rid of is what's preventing you to being the greatest version of you because you're not focused enough to be great at what you do. So some of the things I got rid of are junk food, sugar, alcohol, weed, certain friends, Netflix past a certain time. These are things I got rid of to become the greater version of me. So for you guys, sometimes you always think like, oh, I gotta do more of this, I gotta do more of that. Think about what you have to get rid of this year. That's gonna help you get more actually out of this year. Because what you really want, if it doesn't align with the last slide we went, what you really want, then it's not gonna be something that if it doesn't help you with that, then those are questionable things that you may have to get rid of. Okay, we all have something that we have to get rid of. Like I even at a certain point had to get rid of, my love, which is basketball, because that was causing too much pain in my life and I couldn't, come to work with the energy, and if I was in pain, then that wouldn't be good for everybody. And then, my 2023 get rid of is actually gonna have to be electro. Well, Ileana's moving, so it's a perfect time to think about it. The attention that I was paying it, even though it wasn't much because Ileana was running stuff, the attention that will take away wasn't worth the return I will get. So that's how you guys have to think of certain stuff that you guys are in your lives is sometimes taken away from the most important things. So think about it yourself too. It's not trying to do more. I could do everything. I'm gonna say yes to everything. It's the ability to say no to the stuff that doesn't matter. It's actually not what you want. It's what's gonna help you become the greatest version of yourself. So then now we get into the question of, damn, what do you do for fun? For me, Laura got me Clipper tickets. And I really want to thank her for that. And I went last, yeah, of course. I took my friend Ty. And we've been friends for 18 years. And, a couple years ago, we met up and we hanged out. And it's been a while because around that time, I got a new office and I was like really focused on work. And you know how it gets with friends. Sometimes you kind of like, not hang out as much. When we first met, we were in our early 20s. And, we would party. He knows me at that phase of my life. And then 2 years ago, when we haven't, hung out at all, he was like surprised, like, wow, this is like your life. Like you get up at that time and you go to sleep at this time. And on the weekends, it's just family. And it's like, what do you do for fun? Like he was like actually as a friend feeling bad for me. Like he was like concerned about me. And that's when I thought like, okay, was there something wrong with me? But then I said in my head and I told him like, hey, to me, winning is more fun than fun. Like to me, making money is a tremendous amount of fun. Like making a positive difference to my staff's lives, that's a lot of fun. Like I don't look at it as sacrifice at all. Like I look at when you have too much fun, the other type of fun, then you're actually sacrificing your goals. And that's a bigger sacrifice to me. Like which one am I willing to sacrifice? I don't even look at sacrifice because I just love what I do. And maybe it's the dark side of me, but I'm such a competitor that if I'm doing really well and if a bank account's getting bigger and if I'm providing more jobs for people, that's so much fun for me that it's just like, hey, don't worry about me. I'm good. Like I'm having the time of my life. Last week when I talked to him, he was like mind blown, and he was telling me about like he doesn't talk to any more girls now. He hardly drinks anymore. And then he sleeps at 9:30 like I do. And then he wakes up at this time. I was like, I'm so proud of you. Like I couldn't believe it because like he's changed too. And then now he's doing so much better financially too. So he gets what I was telling him at that time, winning is more fun than fun. I know it's a crazy concept, but trust me, winning in life and doing better is something that is not a sacrifice. It's sacrificing your goals is the bigger sacrifice. All right, and then let's go ahead and do a little imagination exercise of what your life would be if you had superpower discipline. If you had no problems with discipline, in fact, that was like your strongest trait. It's not really a trait, it's more of a skill. What would your life look like? And I do feel like my discipline level has gone way up, but I'm standing here with $500 sneakers, So that shows that I don't have the greatest discipline too. But I will share with you guys how it has changed my life, It was just 2016, New Year's Eve. Couldn't afford like a real rent, so I was actually renting my mom's place. It was only 1,400 square feet. It was New Year's Eve. I was getting high. I was eating Cheetos. The office that we had was mediocre. That New Year's, I was very unhappy with myself. I thought like I had a mediocre business. I was 20 pounds heavier. I was, not happy at all at that time. That's when I said, hey, I'm going to be more disciplined. 2017, I just said, fuck it, I'm going to just spend 5 times more on rent. I'm going to work out every single day, and I'm going to, become a better leader for my team and for my family. So it's just something that, 1 year difference there made a whole difference of the rest of my, that was only 2017. But so the last 5 years has been so much better, but it all started with discipline. That could be this year for you. Some of you guys already had that type of year. Maybe Jasmine already had that type of year. Okay, and that type of year is bringing her the momentum. But maybe this year will be that type of year for you guys. After that year, nothing was ever the same. Like I don't even recognize that person from 2016 anymore because I totally get what it's like to be not disciplined. Like I had to smoke weed every single night, and I would just waste time. Yeah, and remember I would come here at 10 o'clock, like the 10 a.m. shift would be here before I was. And then I'll come to work and I have to take a nap. Like it was just a mess. I just wanted you guys to imagine, okay, what your life would look like if you had superpower discipline. How big your bank account would be. Imagine what your body would look like. you got a big smile just thinking about it. And then your body is something that you just take wherever you go. It's not like a car where like you park it and you have to leave it or your clothes or like, it's just wherever you go, it's the biggest flex because it's just like you're always going to have it, Okay, and your relationships. Okay, if you have superpower discipline, how strong will your relationships be? How different will your relationships be? Okay, you can control your ego. You could control things that, just imagine how discipline could help your lives. Okay? One other thing I want to add is control yourself to control your outcomes. Like people are like, I can't believe nothing is happening. Like it's not happening the way I wanted. Like they're like control freaks. Like this is what should have happened last year. It didn't happen. You're like, well, you didn't even control yourself. If you can't control yourself, how are you going to control the outcomes? So the better you can control yourself, the better you can control the results you're going to get out of the year. This is the last point here, okay? So people are like my friend, like, like that sounds rough. I'm sorry for you. I feel bad for you. Like, wow, why do you have so much discipline? Like, is this self-punishment? Like, are you like, why don't you just have a beer? Hang out sometimes. Just take it easy. And the good way is to say that it's not self-punishment. It's actually self-love.
There's nothing.
I'm worth it. I'm worth having a bigger bank account. I'm worth having a better life, better relationship, healthier life, healthy body. So I'm not eating that. I'm not drinking that. I'm not hanging out with these people. I'm not going to that spot. There's definitely a balance, okay? But I'm sure in your life too, Jazz, where you had self-discipline is the reason that you had better life in the future, okay? So yeah, you do have to think about the present too, but you also have to think about the future because today is not the last day. So to me, like that night out of fun, the fun of coming to work, kicking ass, and then working out, and then eating healthy, and then how I feel about it after that day is more fun than that fun that I missed out on. Like to me, the winning is more fun and fun. Say no. Okay, 2023 is not about saying yes to everything. I could do everything I want. I could do anything now. Bring it on. I'll do that. I'll do this. No, it's all about, hey, I can't do that. I can't do that. I know what I want, and I'm only going to focus on what I want. You guys are worth it to me. Okay, you guys have to believe that you guys are worth it to make that sacrifice. And it's not a sacrifice. What's the biggest sacrifice is sacrificing your goals and what you really, really want. It starts with self-love, the self-respect, the self-worth that you have of, hey, I'm going to put this in my body. I'm going to hang out with these type of people because they make me feel good about they're rooting for me. And those are the type of people we want to spend time with. And this office is full of that type of people. And I'm just really proud of you guys for just being adaptable, being positive, and having great teamwork last month. So let's just make 2023 our best year ever. Figure out what you really, really want. How is super easy. And then got to put in the work for it. And that's the formula. And like I said before, I just want you guys to get what you want. That's from the bottom of my heart. I want you guys, and if I could help you guys in certain ways to get you guys what you guys want and help with that process, then I feel like I'm doing a good job. And at the end of the day, I feel good. At the end of the year, I feel good. And that's how I want you guys to feel. At the end of 2023, extremely proud of you guys. Extremely proud of yourselves. All right?